I want to talk about that last play of regulation. As a matter of fact, Pin, it's crazy because I just saw your take on that. I didn't necessarily see what you saw. I get your take on it. I feel like I'm putting it on Donovan Mitchell. First, I just want to say how I felt about it real quick, and I want you to explain what you saw as well, and everybody. I feel like Donovan Mitchell. First, Asar Thompson's an amazing defender. He played great defense, but I feel like Donovan Mitchell was being so timid on that play. Like, he didn't have to get that deep into the paint. He didn't have to go. I felt like Donovan Mitchell should have either have pulled up at the elbow, maybe a sidestep, or put up the floater over Cade, or went left. You know, when you have a defender like Asar Thompson who's gonna hound you, he's not. You blow by him, he's not standing at the 3-point line watching you. You feel him on your right hip. I don't understand what Donovan Mitchell was doing. I think that was extremely timid, and I think it had a lot to do with the pressure that Asar was putting him on the whole
Do you think that was a foul?
I wouldn't have called that. No way.
Wait.
You talking about on Asar, or you talking about on Jared Allen?
So the one Asar, right, or the one on Asar, the one on Asar.
No, I would definitely not call a foul right there. I think Asar did great. I think he wasn't over aggressive. I think Donovan Mitchell, and I hate when guards do that when they get by and then they come and do that little Chris Paul thing. And I think it was a good block. I think he got ball before he got anything. If there was a little contact, low body, I mean, come on, you can't call that in a tied up ball game. That out of bounds. There's no way I'm calling that on Jared Allen. Absolutely not.
I thought it was a foul, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rewatching the play now.
Did you see where he pushed Jared? He pushed Jared Allen. They were both going for the basketball. I think that's a fair let it play out.
My big fella. So to my big fella, as a resident lover of the big guys, and Ox, you are the epitome of holding guys' feet to the fire. I don't want to hear nothing about officiating. I'm not listening to it. And the reason why I'm not listening to officiating is because this Detroit Pistons team, with 2 minutes left, it's a 3-possession game. You got the number 2 defense in the league. End it. Swiper, you are a football guy. Best defense in the league. The Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos,
Seattle Seahawks, maybe.
Seattle Seahawks. Swiper, it's 6 minutes left in the game, and they're up 2 possessions.
Well,
defense
that's
in the game.
A lot of time. That's a lot.
Okay, 5 minutes left in the game.
They couldn't score.
Five minutes left in the game. And Penn, to your point,
why? Because they were blitzing Cade?
Yes. And here's the difference.
Yeah,
the difference with that, though, the difference with that, Penn, is what's good for the goose is good. If I ain't scoring, guess what? You ain't scoring neither. If I can't score, you can't score neither.
But you will acknowledge that the Cavaliers are the more talented offensive team.
Well,
so it's much.
I acknowledge that. That's why I think that that's why I thought that they were going to win the series before we started this. I thought that they were the better offensive team. That's why I said that right from the beginning. However, in the words of the great Lupe Fiasco, if you are what you say you are, a superstar,
what you say,
the cameras is on, and the people are here. Show it to us. You got the number 2 defense in the league. And you got a home game to decide the series. This puts the Cleveland Cavaliers in a ridiculous bind if they win this game yesterday. Now they got to go home and win. Otherwise, the series is over. And your defense was supposed to stand on its head. It didn't. And now what we're doing up here, big fella, is we're talking about officiating. That's what we're doing.
What we talked about yesterday.
The officials didn't lose that game.
Right? Roscoe Harris.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
Roscoe Harris. I told you, the Cavaliers are that team that does not do their homework. And last second, they proved to you that they are geniuses, right? And that's really what it was. I mean, I really genuinely felt that this team was going to win. And then the Pistons were up big, and their offense just went cold. And it was very slow. Everything they were doing was very methodical and slow. It almost felt like they were trying to kill clock. And I don't like when teams do this. I genuinely don't. Just keep playing. You're up 10. Try to go up 20. Stop trying to save the lead. And I think anyone who's ever played sports can understand when you're up with the lead and the clock is close to running out, you start thinking, am I playing to win now or am I playing not to lose?
That's an issue.
And when you start playing not to lose, that's when you lose.
Yo, this PC Ron here.
This is Chilltown Hoops.
Yo, this is Drench Man, not the French man.
Mars here.
This is Swiper.
Yo, this is Big Ox.
I want to start by showing love to everybody that rocks with PC.
We appreciate y'all, whether you catch every episode.
Catch the clips, jump in the chat, or just support from a distance.
We see all of it.
We put a lot into this, a lot of time, a lot of energy.
And a lot of love. And we do it because we really care about giving y'all dope content and building the best sports community out there.
But if we being real, the way we can keep growing this thing and make more content, have better productions, more live events, more PC weekends, more meetups, all of that stuff.
It's through memberships.
The support really helps us keep this thing moving.
So if PC has ever been a part of your day,
Helped you get through work.
Made you laugh.
Made you mad?
Or just gave you somewhere to tap in with people who really love the game.
Go check out the memberships tiers and see which one works best for you.
We're here every day doing this.
And with y'all behind us,
We can keep taking this to another level.
tap into the membership.
And let's keep building this thing, baby. PC to the top. With you. Let's do it.
To the point of that final play, though, I understand a lot of people are very, very mad about it because it looks very bad. And I think the commentator bias can sort of hinge a little bit and be like, oh, how is that not a call? Okay, I need to ask a question. Ox, if you have the basketball and I poke it away from you, but in the process of poking it away from you, there's no way for me to do that without going off your body. And somehow I have really long arms, so I'm able to poke it away from you. But as I'm poking it away from you, right after I poke it away from you, I slash across your body. Is that a foul?
No.
I don't think so because the ball, you already hit the ball. The ball's loose.
Okay, cool. So then that first obstacle is out of the way.
I'm not sure. I'm
Thompson
honestly
says
not sure.
a foul.
I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think that's a foul.
Right,
Chill, that's not a foul, right?
Because Donovan Mitchell gets Asar on his hip, right? And he's dealing with Cade right in front of him. Asar comes from behind him and very intelligently, creatively, hand-eye coordination. I don't know. His brain is special. His hands are special. He pokes it away.
It's a clean rip.
No,
It's
great
clean
rip.
rip. The content after is considered incidental because it has no bearing on the fact that the ball was lodged loose. After that is where it gets interesting because at that point the ball is loose. Then Jared Allen and Asar Thompson are going for it. And Asar with his left arm clears out Jared Allen.
That did happen.
That to me is a no call. We move on. The final part of this is why does Asar trip? And on the slow replay, it looks like he falls over his own foot. So if you watch it over and over again, you can sort of like see like, okay, his foot twists, he starts to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's falling, Jared Allen's foot ends up being there. So once again, the officials are right to call a no call on that. It's a no call. It should be incidental contact. I'm not letting free throws decide a game that's this close. I'm just like, yo, y'all are at home. Y'all were up. Play it out in overtime. I'm not bailing you out.
Asar not missing making them free throws anyway. Let's go.
I thought I was on the. I thought I was the only one who felt like that.
No, that's why when I seen it when because everybody was upset during the thing.
Can't get you.
Yeah, it's just not worth. It's not worth ending the game on.
What'd you say?
That's not worth ending the game on. That
Oh yeah, absolutely not. But it's like we let's just simulate this. You're not making the free throws anyway. Come on, let's go.
What I don't want to do. What
In
I
real
don't
time,
want to do.
in real time, I thought it was a foul. I thought it was a foul in real time.
It looked
But you
like
know
a
what's the
foul
problem?
because he
You know what's the
fell.
problem? Like the problem with this is like, yeah, and I agree. I don't want the game to end like this. But the problem is some of the explanation, like just generally as well. When we talk about incidental fouls, when we talk incidental contact, when we talk about marginal contact, especially for some of these like challenges, it's like marginal contact, especially is like, so you're admitting someone's getting hit, but you're just not admitting it's enough contact to warrant a call.
Sure.
Which I
And
think that
It's a contact sport, Damien. It's a contact
Yes.
sport.
Which is fair.
I think
Damien.
I think that there's a gray area there, which I think that can get us in trouble sometimes.
It's
I'm
letter
okay
of the
with
law
it.
versus spirit of the law, Damien. It's two
Agree,
different
yeah.
things.
Wait a minute.
100%.
Keep going, Damien. It's the letter of the law. Keep going, Damien, because I want to make sure I'm following you here.
Yeah, so
was
I
me
mean,
too.
when I saw the play in real time, when someone goes tumbling into the crowd, of course you feel like it's a foul. On replay, I was okay with it to go to overtime, but I just think that the explanation of some of the stuff sometimes from the referees, especially on the challenges, needs to be cleaned up, man. Because players just aren't happy when someone says something's marginal. So you're admitting that I got hit, but it's just not enough to get a call is probably not going to fly with a lot of guys.
Well, of course they're not going to be happy about it because one, the call didn't go their way, and two, it was contact, which we know in basketball there's contact anyway. But you being a former football player, you know that in football, in soccer, there's contact. There's marginal contact and there's illegal contact, which means that I can put my hands on you, I can put my body on you, I can lean on you, as long as it's not illegal. And I don't think that with what I think that there was a lot more going on yesterday. I think that there was a lot more going on yesterday that could have been called that wasn't. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to hold the officials in this particular situation. I don't want to hold the officials accountable for what the Detroit Pistons put themselves in. Like I want to make sure that we keep the light on the Detroit Pistons. Like I don't want to make this about the officials blew this call at the end of the game. Again, Penn, they were up 3 possessions, and I'm tired of listening to, well, chill. Being up 7 points with 2 minutes, that's not a lot of points. But when you got the second best defense in the league, we should be able to hold the lead. If you are that good, and if you are that good, we should be able to hold the lead. I was always concerned with the Detroit offense. I was always concerned with the Detroit offense. But my defense is good enough that we should be able to hold these guys. As good as Cleveland's offense is, my defense is good enough that we should be able to hold these guys. The problem is that the Detroit Pistons, they didn't score in I think the last 4 minutes of the game, something like that, the last 3 minutes of the game. There's your problem. I don't want to make this about officiating. That's what I want to make this about. I want to make this about what the Detroit Pistons did not do at the end of that game.
If I hear what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent, but if there are calls to make, you can't as an official not do your job just because this team had in a 2-3 possession ball game is nothing in 2.5 minutes of basketball. That's a whole lot of basketball left to play. I still have to protect the players. If you have a 30-point lead and you're getting beat up, I have to call it.
My job still isn't over.
You know what I'm saying?
I
have to. I have no choice but to call it. What I'm saying is on that call, I don't think there was enough to make that call. Asor Thompson initiated the contact, jumped in front of Jared Allen, who's going for the ball, pushed Jared Allen's arm out the way. That's not a call to me.
We would have been sick if they would have called that.
If there was a call to make, I think you have to call it regardless. The reason being is because this is the playoffs. Now, I just want to put myself in the Detroit Pistons shoes, right? If this is the regular season and that is a foul, I might be like, that's cool. I don't want to win like that. Let's go to overtime. Let's play this out. I get 5 more minutes of hoop. Let's run it. We'll take care of this overtime. In the playoffs, however, I need those free throws. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. I don't care if I win at the free throw line. We need that. You know what I'm saying? If there is a call to be made. I don't think there was a call to be made there. In that possession, it's also what I was meant to say a minute ago is if Donovan Mitchell just had a left hand, the game should be over.
I thought I was bugging out. I mean, Donovan Mitchell does go to his weak hand, but a lot of times,
sometimes I shouldn't say it like that. But
no,
right
you can't
there is the perfect time. It's the perfect time. I'm going this way. Cade's coming this way. That's a hard step, in and out dribble, boom, layup, game time. You know what I'm saying?
I will say though, I thought when Donovan when he stepped on the cameraman's shoe, I thought it was over for a minute. Just the way that he fell and then how slow it took him to get up. I was glad that he was able to keep playing. But I think the big story of this too is that like because they were blitzing James Harden so much, which if you get to blitzing James Harden and then you're letting that short roll go with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, that's obviously similar to what Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein did with the Thunder. That was also working very well yesterday.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.